Yimei veino yimei shmoina kavu shirulinanim. Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Liluy nishmas was Mordechai. Freilichen Chanukah. Welcome to all the guests. Who do we have here? Ben Schwartz we had yesterday. My good friend Yona Rothman from Chaim Belinde. Shalom Aleichem. Mazel Tov. Granddaughter. Coming for Simchas. Who else? Back to Factor. Dear Belly, this email is to give chizuk to anyone that thinks that the daf is not for them or that it will be too hard to join. I'm 17 years old from Perth, Western Australia, and joined the daf for Bava Kama with some of my friends. My friends and I started a koilel for the daf. Picture below. I think it's the most remote MDY koilel on earth. If we can do it in a tiny Sephardi shul in the middle of nowhere, anyone can. Thank you for everything. I hope this gave people some chizuk. David Levy, it's unbelievable. Chazak ve'ematz. Beautiful. Eli Shon, Rebelli, Shlita. First of all, Yishkoyach to all you do for leaving that turning class. We're so happy to see you back in the Yisrael. It's a chizuk to see you back in an MDY-based measure. Somehow, it enhances my connection to Eretz Yisrael. Regarding appropriate behavior in a Shiva house, my mother-in-law and her sister were sitting Shiva for a handicapped brother a few years ago, who was Nifter, and the Rosh Hashiva of Shmuel Kamenetsky, Shlita, may you have a Rafur Shlema, came to be Menachem Aval. As he was walking into the house, he met my brother on the driveway and he requested from him a small favor. He said to him, please stand up from your seat in 15 minutes as a simon for me. That way, I'll know it's time to leave as I have an appointment I have to get to. And I don't want to look at my watch while sitting in front of that Avelim. He thought that if he goes like this and he keeps on looking, the Aval is going to get insulted, like he doesn't have time for him. He said, you stand up, I walk out. Somebody that thinks about midas, about how to treat another person. Just to give you an idea of the sensitivity of a gadol and how one is supposed to act in the house of mourning, Eli. Wow, get over here, Rabbi Foreman. That's a beautiful thing. What a treat. Wali's coming up here. Wow, welcome back. Look at this. He's steiging away here, doing Mesechtes, doing Chazara, and to the battlefield. And now you're back. What, for a few days?
Till like this afternoon.
Till this afternoon? How much time did you get back?
Like a few hours.
He has only a few hours back, and instead of spending it with his parents, he's spending it with us. Unbelievable. What a chizuk. You have any good stories to tell us?
Not for the camera.
Not for the camera. We love you. We daven for you. Wow. Unbelievable. That's a nice new gun you got there, by the way.
Thanks to Meir Planka.
Meir Planka got it for you? Use it in good health. Should be zeicher to use it many, many times over. Amen. Rabbi Isai, I want to announce all the people that are giving $1 a day, brand new people. Aaron Freeman, Alan Skorsky, Ari Reiser, Aryeh, Avi Friedman, not you Avi Friedman, the other Avi Friedman, Danny Scherer, David Hess, Ezreal Rappaport, Harriet E. Schiffman, Isaac Friedman, Jeremy Shiowitz, I think that's who it is, Joel Klein, Meir Goodman, Michael Colvin, Moshe Bachner, Moshe Finkelstein, Nochem Horowitz, I just saw your son, I just saw you, Philip Goldstein, Penny Rubin, Tzvi Korlina, Yossi Klein. These are the guys that gave $1 a day. Mark Ashkenazi, $2 a day, and Kivi Nussenbaum, $5 a day. Yishkoyach Gadol. Right now, I'll read the next one because it says like this. This is from Howard Kovacs. Rebelli, I did not find an option for a shekel a day on mdymulti.com. There's only one option right now, unfortunately. It's $1 a day. So those who did, the two people that I know of that did $2 and $5, they had to go in 5 times to do the $5 a day. They're changing that, obviously. But what's better, donating a Gemara every month or $1 a day? I cannot afford both. I don't know, probably $1 a day. I don't know. It's great to have you back in house. It's been rough, dealing with time zone delays, and nothing beats the bustling base medrash. Hill Kovacs from Kochav Yaakov, since brachas, but not for the cruise. Just good mazel, not for the cruise. He's been with us since Brog, not for the cruise. Hi, Rebelli. Reizim once asked a Rav about the Navi Shir that he gives, and there's a non-Jew that attends every week. The Rav said, as long as he isn't specifically teaching him, that's not a problem. Same question about Hebrew school teacher who have kids' father's Jewish but not the mother. Just teach the class and they are allowed to learn, just can't be specifically taught. Hopefully going to try to attend live share next week. Because I was all excited about all these Koreans learning Gemara. I figured, okay, maybe one of them is a gazillionaire and he'll drop $10 million a year for...
10 million won.
That's like $10. A won a day. We found out it's not a nagura. It's like a fraction. What did you say it was? 3/10 of an agura. The kids are, but let's say I had these chalayim. It's like, okay, you get all the Koreans together and we'll bring Eli Stefansky. I'll give a share, but I'll charge like $1 million. You can't do that. You cannot charge for teaching them Torah. They want to watch on their own dime. No, you know what? We want pure money. We want pure, no things aside. Be well, Avi Burger. No, there's an Indian about taking good money. Avi Burger, Waterbury, Connecticut. Yishkoyach. Keep up the holiness. Rabbi Isai, the Masechta is sponsored for the unity. You know what? I just realized something. Yona, I don't want to put you on the spot. The Olam here doesn't believe me that I used to dunk, and you might have seen me. Tell him. Yes or no?
It was a thunderous dunk. You busted your ACL.
I did bust my ACL on a dunk try. Yeah, I flew him in from America just to say it. Masechta for the unity of Am Yisrael. The Parnas HaChodesh, Hatzlacha L'zechus Yosef Mayer ben Rochel and yidden worldwide. Parnas HaChodesh Liluy Nishmat, Chaneh bat Elimelech. Parnas HaChodesh Liluy Nishmat, Mendel ben Pinchas. Parnas HaChodesh Liluy Nishmat, Zechrya ben Moishe Liluy Nishmat, Zechrya bas Yosef. Rebraki, your seat is in the Mizrach, you know that. I'm going to have to throw somebody out. It's okay, fine. Shkoyach for coming. Parnas HaShavua. Rafur Shlema for Debora Basara. And Hatzlacha to all those who say Vayichulu with kavana. I have who it is. It's the is that your Meiser right here? Because it's somebody that's friendly with Gershon who won the lottery and had kavana Vayichulu. So I don't know. Hopefully it just keeps on going. I hope this lasts for a year every day. Parnas HaChodesh for the art. Yosef ben Chai Sarfol the schusim that come from supporting Limanat Torah. Rabbi say what? We're holding Daf Lametes, beautiful. We go from Mishnah to Mishnah, beginning a brand new topic, brand new Mishnah. Daf Lametes, Amud Aleph. Shor Shel Pikeach. Says the Heilige Mishnah, sponsored by Moshe Cohen L'zechus Hatzlacha in Yiddishkeit, in Ruchnius, and in Parnas Gashmius. Shor Shel Pikeach. Shenogach Shor Shel Cheresh Shoyte V'Katan. So it's the same thing basically. If you damage somebody that doesn't have all his faculties together, you're chayiv. But if he damages you, he's not a bardas, he doesn't have enough seichel. So if he damages you, he's potter. Same thing if his animal damages you, he's potter. If you damage him, his animal, you're chayiv. But if the reverse, the owner, cheresh means a deaf mute in the time of the Gemara, just in case you're wondering, it means somebody that's illiterate, doesn't know how to read, write, he never heard, never spoke, so he has a gather of a shaita v'katan, shenogach shor shel pikeach, and they cause damage to the pikeach, potter. So Rashi goes on here to say, we're going to see it in the Gemara, it's kedai to talk about it a little bit, that we're talking about, in the ratio, we're talking about a tam. And typically a tam pays chatzi nezek migufoi, only from its own body up to the value of the body. So here it is, in case you want to remember this. And a muad pays nezek shalom from aliyah. The problem is that since it's migufoi, says Rashi, a nice kiddush here. Migufoi means we're going after the animal itself. The animal is what? Karko metaltalin, it's metaltalin. And when it comes to a cheresh shoyte v'katan, we can't go after their metaltalin. You go after something that has achrayis, the chazim shesh achrayis, meaning karka. Shar shecher shoyde v'katan shenogach. So now they see that this bull is a troublemaker. Bezin ma'amidin le'em apitropos. So Bezin has to appoint somebody to take care of this animal so it doesn't cause damage to society. U'me'idin lohem b'fnei apitropos. And you testify in front of the apitropos, like the Torah says, v'uhad b'va'alav. You have to testify in front of the owner. So now the owner is no longer the cheresh shayde. They are the physical owner, but they don't count. It's the new Bezdin appointed apitropos who's considered the owner, and it's good enough to testify in front of him that the animal caused damage 3 times. Now we have another machlokes here. What happens when the cheresh starts speaking? You got a hearing aid. He became a regular person in society. The shaita snapped out of it. Now he has all his faculties. So I want to tell you, Givaldik Amaisa. I learned in Panovich Yeshiva Tana by Remichel Yudah Lefkovich, Zecher Tzadik Levracha. He's probably my favorite Maggid Shir. He's an unbelievable Maggid Shir. The parallel Shir to him was Rav Shteiman, Zechariah Levracha. And that's where Rav Shteiman had, everybody knows Rav Shteiman, he was a Maggid Shir in Yeshiva Tana. 11th grade Rebbe. There was a Bacher in Yeshiva that came to him and said, Rebbe, I'm lighting the menorah. I'm lighting it in 6 places. He says, 6 places? Why 6? He says, listen, I got a light by the window because it's nice and high. People see the Persumu Nisa. The door, the Shulchan Aruch says you should light it in front of the door. But I'm not sure which door because there's a chotzer. So I got to put in the front door, this door. The kids are 6 places. No, what do you want? I want to know what bracha to make. So he looks at me and says, you don't make any bracha. He says, what do you mean, Rebbe? He says, you're a shaita. Shaita is part from brachas. Now, anybody knows Rav Shteiman, he was a huge Balmidas. He wouldn't talk like this. So the Bacher went, and the Bacher lit in one place, and the Bacher made a bracha. And the Mashgiach later said that Rav Shteiman saved this guy. This guy had a lot of nervin. Everything was nervin. He wasn't sure if he washed his hands correctly, and this, and wash, and back and forth, and everything. He had mice salt, the whole thing, nervin. And Rav Shteiman told him, you're acting like a Meshugana. The Mashgiachim tried to get to him, and nobody got to him. Rav Shteiman decided, now is my time to give it to him once and for all, and that was it. He was a shoita shenishtapa. There's a case of shoita shenishtapa on Chanukah. Nishtapa shoita v'higdil akotam. And of course, the youngster became an adult, he became bar mitzvah. Chazar l'tamusoi divrei Rabbi Meir. Listen to this unbelievable thing that we're going to learn today. So first of all, just to mention again, muad mishalem aliyah, so we don't forget this. It's when you have a muad, you pay full price from the best of the best. There's no limit how much you have to pay. Oh, I guess, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, yeah, so this is another thing that we're going to be discussing today. Anybody know how to read this? Rishus Mishnah, very nice. Rishus Mishana. The question is if he said it on purpose because he's about Kaira. The question is if you change ownership, does the status of the animal change? You have an animal that's a muad, and now you changed ownership. It goes from the apitropos back to the child. Perhaps the animal changes also. So Meir says yes. You have an animal, it's a complete muad. Now he has to pay nezik shalom. Meir says no. Since the owner became a gadol, he got yelled at by Rav Shteiman. He became a shafui bedas. He's no longer a shaita. That's it. Your animal also changes. Chazal tamusoi. The Elimelech Binyamin said that there was a person that came to him and said he did an avera, a hidden avera. So Elimelech said, you know, your children are going to do the same avera. So he says, what's up? Nobody saw me do the avera. Why do you think so? He said, because you see from the Gemara over here that the Mishnah, Chaneh Rishusai, you see that an ox, he changes his behavior even without even knowing why. It's another owner. So all of a sudden he changes. Even that, when you do averis, it has ashpah on everybody. If it has an ashpah on a bull, it has ashpah on you also. The shinoi, this thing. Rabbi Yossi argues, he says, no, once the bull is a muad, he's a muad. Who cares who owns him now? Zog the Mishnah, Shorite Stadion. This is also very interesting, very negat to Chanukah, the Yevanim. They invented this whole idea of the Colosseum bringing a bull to fight another bull, to bring a bull to fight a person. Here we have today's art, gladiator. Here we go. The boy said, listen, I mean, you're not going to be able to hear because there's no sound today. So, and then even on the blimp, if you look closely, on the blimp on the left top corner, it has a little bit of MDY there. And here it goes. I'm saying good morning, Rabbi Yisrael, but we can't hear it. Okay. Fine. Gets it. Sha'id Stadion in Chayiv Misa. We know that any animal that kills a human being is Chayiv Misa. A bull, a dog, a snake, they're all Chayiv Misa if they kill people. Here's an exception. We didn't know this. An exception to the rule. If this bull is trained to attack human beings, he's potter. He's not Chayiv Misa. You forced him to kill. You forced him to go. I once heard a whole thing from Shimshon Pinchas that the Esav has a taiva for tesira tzicha. That's what they want. They want to see a human being die. When the bull killed the person, they were happy. If not, they went back. They're all sad. What a bad day. We didn't see the guy die. He beat the bull. There's an Indian too. In order to kill the Shari, it has to come from his own thing, not because you trained him to kill him, put him in a cage and starved him, and he needs to go now after this human being. Says the Gemara, we have a contradiction in the Mishnah. I kind of explained it as we were reading it. We said that if the cherish and shaitas katan's axe causes damage, he's potter. Even if we put an apitrabas there, we should, because he's causing damage and we have to protect society. Nevertheless, you can't go after the yasam. You can't go after the cherish shaitas katan. Why? Because it's megufay. It comes right directly from the bull. Seems like we don't take anything. What about the second part of the Mishnah? But if it was the reverse, the owner was the shaita and it caused damage, they do put an abitropos, and you testify in front of abitropos. Why do you testify? The Chayyar is saying the opposite. So which one is it? Do you collect or do you not collect? Oh, my Rava, this is what it means. Yes, if the bull becomes an akron, it becomes a bull that causes a lot of damage, then and you don't take any money at all. First, you put apitropos. Why do you put apitropos there? So people could testify. Why should they testify? To make him a muad. We want to get him to a muad. If there's no apitropos, the bull will continue to cause damage 25 times. He still remains a tam. In order for him to go from the status of a tam to a muad, you have to testify 3 times. And then he goes up to the next madrega. Okay, so they're blanks. Testimony doesn't do anything. Testify once, twice, 3, he doesn't have to pay. But now we got him to a muad status. Oh, he's muad, now we can take money from him. Then he becomes a muad. What do we gain by that? That if he goes ahead and causes damage, then he has to pay. As the Gemara Maliyas man, this is going to shock a lot of people. The Gemara, but when we see the maskana of the sugya, it's not such a shocker. Who has to pay? On the one hand, you have the kids, you have the cheresh, the shaita, the katan. On the other hand, the guy that's doing a favor here, Bezin asked him, hey, do a shtickle favor. Could you take care of these nebachs? He says, okay, fine. Then the bull goes, big surprise. He didn't know. He's doing them a favor. He's taking care of the bull. The bull goes, I don't know. It doesn't seem like, no, you're talking about something else. He's asking, does he get paid? Maybe not. Let's say it doesn't. It seems like from the Gemara, he doesn't get paid. We're going to see in a second. Doesn't get paid. He's doing a favor to Bezdin, to the kids, to society. And then the Gemara has a havamina that if he causes all this damage, it has to come out of pocket. He's doing a chesed. It's the opposite of chayte niskar. How do you say chayte niskar? The Ovid mitzvah is losing. How do you say it? It's mamish the opposite of chayte niskar. You do a mitzvah, huh? Tzaddik? No, okay. Okay, we'll use that. That's not bad. Tzaddik viralo, he says. Tzaddik viralo. He's doing a mitzvah, and we punish him. It says Gemara, but we're going to see it's not like that. That's just the havamina. The maskana is, yes, he has to come out of pocket, but he gets paid back. Eventually, when these kids get older, they'll pay him. But it comes out of pocket. Why? Because he needs responsibility here. You can't be, oh yeah, I'm doing a toiva. You know, a lot of times the volunteers are the worst. You think they're helping you, and at the end, they cause you damage because they relax, and then your animal does damage. You have to pay all these people. But I did you toiva. If you're going to do a toiva, do it all the way to the end. You get what you pay for literally.
So the 3 times before don't count?
They do count. What do you with apotropos?
Once they appoint the apotropos, it has to be another 3 times?
Yeah. Once you point the apotropos. No. What he's saying is everything that happened before the apotropos is nothing.
6 times.
If it happened 6 times, 6 times. After 32 times, 32 times. He's saying no. I thought what he's saying is. Oh, according to Meir, that's the machlokes in the Mishnah. Rishus Mishana or not Mishana? According to Meir, you start over. Because Rishus Mishana. Is that what he's asking? Okay, what is he asking? What are you asking? What are you asking? Don't be like my father. My father used to ask the question. Oh, Eliluy, you're asking a very good question. What you mean to ask is... I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Good question, yeah, okay.
What do you mean to ask?
When the Bezdin said that he became a muad now, and they made them line up.
No, Bezdin never says the muad. You can only say muad v'ud b'vala. You have to do testimony. The whole muad becomes after there's an apotropos. You have to testify in front of apotropos. Then he becomes a muad. Then he pays. What happened before is not negetas. The guy could have damaged 400 bulls. He's a tam. But
No, could be only
In this case, 6 times.
They could be 0. They see that the short.
yeah, of course. You don't need taisis for that. If you see the shar is very, you see a shaita holding onto a leash and it's schlepping him, dragging him through. You know, I'm just imagining now. His chin is on the sidewalk, all on the leash. Bezin says, "Listen, we got to get a apotropos right away before he does 3 times. You don't wait 3 times, of course." But it only starts whenever they got this apotropos. It doesn't matter if on 0 or 400. When they get the apotropos from that point on, that's when it becomes a tam. You could do 3 times of tam. Then after 3 times, it becomes a muad. Asking about Maliyas man, who has to pay? Rabbi Yochanan Maliyas Yisoymim says the Hailey Rabbi Yochanan the Gol Adar. Yisoymim have to pay. Rabbi Yosef Rechanino Amar Maliyas apotropos. The apotropos has to pay. And calm down. We're going to see that, and that's the halacha. But we're going to see what it means. Umi over Rabbi Yochanan Achi. Could Rabbi Yochanan really say that the Yisoymim have to pay? Rabbi Yudam Rav Asi. You never take money from a yasam. He has a bank account. He inherited money from his father. You never take money out of there. There's only one time that you take money. If it's hurting the yasayim. If the interest is eating into the principal. How do you have interest? Rashi says you went to a guy. I don't know, you could, maybe nowadays there's a heteriska, whatever it is. There isn't a lot of interest. So then you pay off the interest right away. You pay off a loan. That's the only time that you take out of the yasam because you're helping him. But what about when the yasam causes damage? The payback is just the mitzvah, says Rashi. They're not chayiv mitzvahs. These are, you don't have to. Rabbi Yochanan says, it's interesting lashon here. Basically, he's repeating the same thing but in different words. I don't think he's saying a different halacha. Again, exactly like Tanakama, you pay, but for 2 reasons. You'll take money out of him to pay back interest loan, or for not his mother, or maybe his mother, for the ksuba that his father owed, because again it's the same principle that you're eating at the principle. You're eating because if she doesn't get paid her 200 zuz, then you have to pay her money you have to give support. And that's going to eat up their money. By the time they become bar mitzvah, they won't have any money left in the bank. Get rid of her, pay up the ksuba, and we're helping you. Okay, so those are 2 things. But it doesn't mention anything. Rabbi Yochanan doesn't mention hezek. It says over here that if their bull damages, you go into the bank account, you pull money out. I thought you don't pull money out unless there's an interest problem over here. Says Gemara, you're right. Epoch. You have to switch the machlokes because you have a major contradiction here. It's Rabbi Yochanan who says that the Yasam doesn't pay. It's the Apitropos who pays. And that fits right in. Okay, so he remains with two things that the Yasam pays. It's Rabbi Yochanan who says that the Yisayim pay. Omar Rav, I don't like this. Because you have a contradiction. You don't know what to do. We have a Kabbalah that Rabbi Yossi, he said that the Apitropos pays. And in fact, that's the halacha. And now you want to make him look bad, so to speak. Toya, mistaken in halacha. He's the one that's saying, well, we don't pass him like. For Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina, Dayanu, V'nachas L'umke Dedina. Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina was a dayan. And he always used to go to the deepest level of the svara. As I said to Rava, that Rabbi Yossi should beat Rabbi Yochanan when it comes to the svara. And therefore, I don't want to flip it around. It happens to be that even today, if you think about it, some of the most complicated svaras, where do you find the best logic in the Jewish world today? In court. When you're about to lose $2 million in a din Torah, you're going to come up with the best svaras possible. You're going to take all the Toyan Rabbanis and all the Rabbanis. You're going to come up, you're going to go to the deepest of the deep. That's what it says over here. That he was there when he was a dayan. And he always went to the deepest. He heard all the svaras from all the sides. He knows this stuff. More so than Rabbi Yochanan says. Ela leilo, says Rava loy teipoch. I don't want to flip it around. It's Rabbi Yochanan who said that we take from a Yasam. What about over here with Hezek? Umazik Shani. It's different. Rabbi Yochanan Maliyas Yisayim. The Amris Maliyas Apitropos. You have to take from the Yasam, because if you take from the Apitropos, Amud Beis, Mimni Veloy Avdi. Nobody will want to be Apitropos. It's mashma over here, Nachman, that they don't get paid. Because if they get paid, you're getting paid. What's the big deal? You find a lot of people. You're saying even with payment, they won't want to do it maybe because it's going to cost them more than their payment. I hear?
I just understand, how come they don't have to pay back mitam chinuch? You said they're potter mitzvahs, but we always say kids have to do mitam chinuch.
No, not to take money out of them.
Why not?
Chinuch, give them a nice patch for chinuch.
The mitzvah to pay back the choiv. Used to pay back the choiv mitam chinuch.
No.
Why not?
You don't take money out for chinuch. Chinuch, you make him shake a lulav. You make him because it's cost. It's a loss. Yeah.
Why not?
Okay, it's a good cash to think about. Yeah, exactly. Who's mechanach? You. Time out. Who's mechanachim?
Bezdin's mechanachim.
No, it's not their chiv to be mechanach.
Yes,
no, Bezdin. They're not even. It's also if the mechuyev to be mafreshim from an avera. Okay. Not a mitzvah. Yeah, but Bezdin doesn't go and be mechanach other people's kids. That's not their job. It's a father's job.
What's their job now? Now it's their job to mechanach this kid. 100%.
Yeah. Well,
you leave the kid to do whatever he wants now. Of course, you have to mechanach him.
No.
We have a responsibility to take care of this child in society.
Not Bezdin.
Otherwise, he can go up to be with
okay.
Thank you, Benny. See,
We missed you, Nachman.
I missed him. I don't know about you. Rabbi Isai, we just turned the daf, sponsored by Chanan Averbuch and Shirra Averbuch. Liluy nishmas Binyamin Meir ben Ze'ev Dovid, my holy nephew, son of Robert Airley, and Liluy nishmas Binyamin Meir ben Ze'ev Dovid. Which reminds me, Rabbi Foreman is here. It's unbelievable that he came. No? It's a big chizik for the Olam. Big chizik. Yeah, that's right. Baruch. What do I call him? Rabbi? It's also Rabbi. Rabbi going Baruch. Bemes, we are a bunch of shiurim. I said his name specifically that we're going to learn. L'schus, my nephew. I don't know that many people in there. I know Eli Rosen. You see Eli Rosen anywhere over there in Gaza? You wave to him. Exactly. We have other people here in the shir that they have children there, but I'm saying Baruch comes to the shir every day. He's mamish. Unbelievable. Zogt. Oh, Rabbi said, I want to remind the Olam, those who skip the emails, I want to remind the Olam because it's Chanukah. Again, the Yisoid B'Shorish Avodah says that on Chanukah is a big zgul to give money. Yes, I think 20 people gave, but that's what percentage is that of 20,000?
It's $20.
It's a lot of money. No, it's a day. It comes out to $10,000, whatever it comes out to. It's very nice. It's a very nice thing. It's called Pruto Mitztaref, the Cheshbon Gadol. And I'm going to say this again. I haven't said this in a while. L'daiti, I'm not biased at all. I think that MDY is one of the best duckas to give to in this generation because of what we do with the money. All money goes directly to bring people to Torah and to change people's lives in a ruchnius way. That's going to cost you. You say a vart now, it's going to cost you big time. No. The people that are quiet in America, it's $1 a day. The people that say Horace over here, it's $20 a day. No, so let me just explain so people don't think I'm a Meshugana. No, this is to give to Yisrael. But for $35, let's say you give a Gemara. A lot of this money goes to Gemaras and things like that. $35, it's all it takes to change one person's life. It's very hard to change a person's life for $35 in others' duckas. Sometimes you have to you buy them a house for $300,000, $500,000. You make a chasen, it costs $50,000. You change your life. That's a lot of money. Over here for $35, we got Marad Nakash. You believe it? To the Shirra for $35. One Gemara. He went for the free Gemara. Guy owns 5 companies. Oh, free Gemara, and he's in. We love him. Unbelievable. And you guys all benefit free chumashim because of that.
Go back to the finish.
Oh, Rabbi Yosef Chanina Omar. Thank you. I almost started a new sugya. Rabbi Yosef Chanina Omar. You take from. Oh, this is very important. If we miss this, we missed everything. You take from Nabitropos. Now, how is it? The guy is a tzaddik viraloi. He's being a tzaddik. He's doing a taiva. So, are you going to take money from him? The bull damaged a Ferrari. It cost $200,000 damage out of his pocket. Don't worry about it. It's a temporary thing. He knows that if the bull under his watch is going to damage, he's going to have to give a loan now, and the loan is going to cost him a lot of money. So he's going to take good care of this bull, but it's not really going to cost him. It's going to cost the Yisrael, which is also a pella. The Yisrael have to pay for something that somebody did. Okay, well, it wasn't their fault. They thought it was watched, and okay. Says the Gemara, in fact, we have a machlokes here. You think that's so pasha that we have one cheat in the Mishnah, we have a machlokes tanoi. This hanya. Shorshin is charshu balav. So remember this. The first halacha is that you have a bull that the owner is not 100%, it doesn't have all his faculties. Vishenishtatu ba'olav, it became a shaita, v'shalchu ba'olav and dinasayam. This is an interesting halacha. He's 100% there, he just ran away. Yehuda ben Kaisa Omar Sumchus. He says the name is Sumchus. Rabbi say, how many times do you think this name is in Shas? Yehuda ben Kaisa. Very good. Anybody else agree with him? 5 times in Shas. I also thought once. So that's why I looked it up. Hareu betamusoi.
I remember once.
Yehuda ben Kaisa Omar Sumchus. Hareu betamusoi. So what does it mean, Hareu betamusoi? Again, this bull, his owner became a shaita. Hareu b'tamusa, he stays a tam. It seems like he stays a tam forever. Until you could get somebody to testify in front of the owners, in front of somebody normal. Say Chacham, no, we argue. The abitropos is good enough. Fine, we'll see what the machlokes is. Halacha number 2. What if the guy got yelled at by Rav Shteim and he becomes normal? They got out of their matzav, now they're normal. And the owner, the 4th case, the owner came back. You hear the problem here? Before we said Harehu b'tamusoi, he remains a tam until the guy comes back from his safari somewhere. Chazar l'tamusoi means that he was a muad and he goes back to being a tam. So what happened there? Does he ever turn into a muad or not? From the first case, it seems like he never becomes a muad. Hareu b'tamusa, he remains there. Over here, it's mashma. He became a muad. In fact, when he comes back, he'll revert back to being a tam, but he was a muad. Mamish astira. Fine. We have the similar machlokes like in the Mishnah, whether or not he goes back. We have Rishus Meshana, so therefore he went from a muad back to a tam because now he has a new owner. He has a child that became an adult, new owner. Rabbi Yosef says, no, once a muad, always a muad. Amru, Meir b'tamusa, let's figure this out. If he never became a muad, how can you tell me he never became a muad when the Sefer says he was a muad who became back a tam? So nupshat, there's a little shocker. The word tam over here means something else. Not chatzi nezek. He only did it 3 times. Hareyu bitmi musay. He's in the same status. You don't take anything away from the mazik. Then he goes, in other words, you have an animal that caused damage, and then he becomes a muad, boom, he has to pay. But when he becomes a muad, he's whole. You didn't take anything off his body. When he's a regular tam, it's megufay. You start chopping away at his body. He caused $100 damage, you take $100 off the body. Another $500, another $500. All of a sudden, this bull is worth $55. Not now. All the times he did damage when he was a tam, 0. When he becomes a muad, now you have a full bull to take from. So, what do you see from here? Since you cannot collect from a tam because it comes off his body, so we hold. Who is it that says this? Rabbi Yehuda ben Akaisa in the name of Sumchos. You see this halacha that we said before. The tam, you don't take money off of him. When he becomes a muad, which is ma'aliyah, then we take the money off of him. Or you take whatever, from wherever you want. Chachamim argue. So in other words, let's chazer again. Of course he becomes a muad. Just he got to his muad b'shleimus b'tmimus. That's what it means. Doesn't mean that he remains a tam. It means that as he became a muad, he was worth the full value of this bull. We never took money off. We never deducted from his value. However, here's the shita that says no, we could take money off the value of this bull. Says the Gemara, what's the machlokes over here in the second case? What happened? Again, you had a bull that caused, you have a cheresh shoyte v'katan, or a guy that went out of the country. We won't talk about that case because it's a different type of case. Cheresh shoyte v'katan, and then they became Shemaleichem Akivas always here. Unbelievable. He has a day off on Hanukkah, comes back. The whole MDY misses you every single. Just tell me yes or no. I don't want to be Mvatal Doilam. Are you still doing the daf?
Every single day after Shabbos.
Wow! In Marava, one of the hardest yeshivas to get into, and nobody does daf of it. It's not. What? They give you a device to watch it and the whole thing? You're no longer MDY. But you're showing that you're MDY when you could be MDY, and Meir, Mafrey, you're MDY. Givaldic. Very, very proud of you. Learning Daf Yomi. He learned from brachas till now. He learned half a shas, and he's not even 14 years old. Are you 14? You are? What? Soon 15. I'm telling you, everything. Shemitah happened a month ago. Akiva Sohi became a bar mitzvah last week. Fine. Okay. So what's the machlokes again? So we had a machlokes. Huh?
Still giving share in Chicago.
I think it's Chicago that messed me up. You're right. I shouldn't go. So everything's gonna be fine.
Safe to come back there.
No. עזרתי לשפור. אתה לא מבין בדברים האלה. I'll explain to you after share. Anyway. Sometimes the dialogue needs a shtickle break. And now we're going to go into it. Okay, so we had a case. Hello, I couldn't concentrate. I'll say this. There's the entire morning, I can't concentrate. I like quiet. There's no text message, but I hear the bombs. Boom, boom. And it's not scary b'chlal, it's geschmack. That part is geschmack. No, that part is very geschmack. You know, every one of those means a tower went down. It's geschmack. You wake up. Baruch, you hear bombs or not? Do you hear bombs? Okay, come to my porch, I'll show you. Yeah, so that's where I am. Hold on. Yeah. What's the Sefer Rabbi's side? The Cheresh, Shoyte V'Katan came back to themselves. So Sumcha says that the Muad becomes a Tam. And Chacham say, no. Once he's a muad, he's a muad. So what's machlokes? We had this already. Very simple. Rishus Mishanik Ibenayu. Do you revert backwards? Does a bull ever go backwards? Like Ramayach Binyamin want to say. Sumchas Savar Rishus Mishana. Rabbi Yosef Savar Rishus Enim Mishana. It's almost, I'll give you an example. Stam, throw this out. Sometimes you have a kid that's in class, he's crazy, got thrown out 45 times. The next year he has a different Rebbe. All of a sudden, he's a new kid. Rishus Mishana. Sometimes I'm not Chaz Hashem comparing a kid to Vildachaya, although it's very, very doima. No, seriously, you have a new Rebbe, a new start. Over here, you have a new owner. Boom, the bull starts. He has more derech for this guy. It's possible, although that's not really what they want to say over here. Okay, fine. So that's machlokes. Sumchus holds that once you get a new owner, the guy became a chacham. The shaita became a nishtapa. He's normal now. So you start all over. The clock, you reset. Now it becomes a tam 3 times. Then it goes. Not true. Once a bull, he proved himself that he's a bad guy. He kills 3 times. That's it. He's going to do it again. I don't care who the owner is. Rabbi said, listen to this. You'll never hear a line like this in the entire Shas again. Shor, cheresh, shoita, v'katan shenogach. If you have a bull that's owned by a cheresh, shoita, v'katan, and he caused damage, Rabbi Yaakov mishalem chatzi nezek. Rabbi Yaakov is going to pay half the amount. You ever heard anything like that? If your bull of a cheresh, shoita, v'katan causes damage, Rabbi Yaakov, I don't know who he is, he's going to pay half of the nezek. Ask the Gemara, Rabbi Yaakov maya vidte. Why is it Rabbi Yaakov's fault? Why should he pay? Elohim, there was a mistake in the way we wrote it. Rabbi Yaakov oimer mishalem chatzi nezek. If there's a bull of a cheresh of a cotton that caused damage, says Rabbi Yaakov, the halacha is you pay half a nezek. Not that Rabbi Yaakov himself is going to take out of the pocket. So I was in Chicago, as you know, and I said that my wife was saying, I wasn't on top of it. She said, the kid is just walking around the house all day for the last month. You got to put him in school. Oh, okay. So I go to Tveres Tzvi. I knock on the door. I said, yeah. That's a different story. Anyways, I brought him in and I spoke to Rabbi Muller. He's a big Talmud Chacham, and he let my kid in. But he told me 2 beautiful vart, and he said, listen, when you get to Daf Lametes, the Gemara says, Rabbi Yaakov maya vidte. So I want to ask you a question. I didn't know what he was talking about. He said, just take it out of the Gemara. Just start. What's Rabbi Yaakov Mishal Chazi? Oh, it seems like he's paying. Oh, that's a mistake. Yeah. So he said, I want to tell you, the Tolner Rebbe said, pshat on this, that when Rabbi Yaakov learned the Gemara, he tried to visualize everything he ever learned. He was visualizing it. So, if I'm a cheresh of a katan, Rabbi Yaakov Mishal Chazi Nezek, I'm going to pay 5. And then it just came out of his mouth like that. So he said it over this Talmud. He says, so Meir, they stuck it in to show this idea of visualization. He was talking to me about MDY visualization. Another pshat, after you could say, I don't know, I don't want to be mechulg on the Talmud Rebbe, that sometimes when you learn and it's a mistake, a lot of times you learn, you don't know what you're talking about. You say the wrong svar, you didn't chap pshat in Gemara. The Gemara is telling you over here, you get schar for that also. It's also part of Torah. And I'm putting, the Gemara puts it in here to teach us the Yisod, and we're not going to take it out. And maybe even simpler than that, at the end of the day, in those days, they used to learn Baal Peh. And it became part of the vernacular. This is Rabbi Yaakov Mishalem. Hey, mistake. Okay, we'll fix the mistake. But if you fix the mistake without saying what it was originally, people are going to get confused. So we say the original, we say that there's a toast, and we fix. Okay, a few pshatim to choose from. Yeah. You can leave all mistakes. We're human. What we're talking about, so this is tricky, Rabbi side. Don't read it as is. What do you mean imbetam pshita? We just said there's machlokes in the tam. Does he pay at all? Does he pay bichlal? Does he pay half? Says Rashi, it should have said a different lashon. It said if you're talking about a tam, so you should have said chayiv. Yaakov mechayiv. How much do you pay for a tam? Everyone in the room knows how much a tam pays. Only chatzi nezek. Why in the world does the Gemara say that Rabbi Yaakov says you have to pay chatzi nezek? He doesn't have to say that word. Too many words. Rabbi Yaakov mechayev. Finished. That's the pshat and pshita. Not pshita that's the halacha, because we have a machlokes in the halacha. Everybody knows that a tam pays half. And if we're talking about a muad, if he did a shmira, you don't have to pay at all. You have to remember that halacha. You don't have to pay at all. And if he didn't do shmira, you didn't watch him at all, you didn't close the door. Nezek, boy shalom, kuli nezek, boy shalom, you should pay full. Where did the half come from? So what's going on here? We're talking about a muad. The avdi shmira pchusa. He did a very low shmir. So Rashi says something very interesting. Low over here means pretty high. It means that he closed the door, he locked the door, that a typical wind can't knock it down. That's not pchusa. That's not how we would understand pchusa. Over here, pchusa means like we would think a normal shmira. That's what it means. Why? Because if he did a shmira mu'ula, he locked him in a safe and he still got out, then he's 100% potter. Why would he have to be chai for that? Nobody has to pay for something like that. So he did a shmira pchusa. He didn't do a shmira. Yaakov Savalok, Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi said, let me just show you real quickly. Oh. We have here a combination of three halachas, which bring us to halacha. Rabbi Yaakov Savalok, Rabbi Yehuda, the Omar Tzad Tamas B'Mkoyim Medes. If we go back over here, so this is a bull that's a half a tam. This is a bull that's a muad. But if you view the bull, you could also view him as a muad that also half of him is a tam. The halachas of the tam don't go away from a muad. It's not that, he upped the status from a tam to muad. It just means that half of him is a tam, the other half is a muad. It's a big nafkamina. So first of all, he's still a tam. There's a big machlokes we actually mentioned once. That it's interesting, but this is based on psukim. That a muad you don't have to watch as much as a tam. So a muad you could get away with shmir pchusa, not a tam. Now, if you combine all these things, comes out a beautiful halacha. So you have three. That's why he said this. You ask me why he said that he have to pay chatzi nezek, because I want to tell you that he's paying chatzi nezek, even though he's a muad, he's paying because he's still a tam. That's why. So that's why he had to say this whole thing, and you learn three halachas from him. First of all, he's still a tam. Second of all, you don't have to do a shmira mula. And second of all, he's going to pay. He's going to pay. Why is he going to pay? Because even though from a tam you don't take money out of a yasam, out of these tanim, chacham hold you do take money out of them. That's why. So three halachas are in one. Because of the tam. What?
This is good enough for the Noah.
No. Rabban say yes. Tam pays megufay. Omelei Abaya, I think. Let's go because it's 8:03. Omelei Abaya. V'loy pligi. What? You telling me that Rabbi Yaakov? Look at this chart. Rabbi Yaakov holds like Rabbi Yehuda in two things. No, they have a machlokes. They argue with each other. Rabbi Yehuda mechayev. Rabbi Yehuda says l'chayra full amount. Rabbi Yaakov he argues chatzi nezek g'dum shalom, not the full amount, half. Here we have machlokes. No, Mashum Chai Rabbi Yehuda appears Rabbi Yaakov. When it says Rabbi Yehuda mechayev, it doesn't say how much. Comes Rabbi Yaakov and explains Rabbi Yehuda meant a half a damage. So there's no machlokes. Okay, so we can say that Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yaakov agree, and that's why you have this chart. Fine. As the Gemara Labai Doma Pligi, B'mai Pligi. So for this, really, we need Rashi inside. Where's the machlokes? Ibitam says Rashi. Labai Pligi, Doma Pligi says Rashi. Ibitam. If you're talking about a tam, look on Rabbi Yehuda Nezek Shalom. If you're talking about a tam, Rabbi Yehuda doesn't hold Nezek Shalom. V'im Muad Ushmir Pchusa, and if you hold it's a muad and there's a lower level Shmira, Hashamin Rabbi Yehuda Afilu B'Shosh B'Keh Chatzi Nezek V'Suloi. Rashi. V'Debeloi Natri Klal, and if he didn't watch him at all, Matam the Rabbi Yaakov. Why should Rabbi Yaakov say only half? He should pay the whole amount. In other words, again, b'mai pligi, what's the machlokes? They should all agree to the same thing. We're talking about a muad, and he didn't watch him at all. Rabbi Yaakov savar lo Rabbi Yehuda b'chada upolig alei b'chada. This is basically almost the opposite of what we said before. The same idea, but the opposite. Unbelievable. Remember before we said a bull is 50-50. He's 50% tam, 50% muad. And we were saying that he's going to pay the 50% of the tam. Now we're saying no. You're right. It's 50-50. Half tam, half muad. But why is he paying 50%? Because he's a muad. Because the tam part, you don't pay at all. That's what we were saying before. If he's a tam, you don't pay. You don't pay me gufoy. But he's not a tam. He's a half tam, half muad. And he's not a muad that you could ignore the tam part. So on the tam shaboy, you don't pay at all. You don't pay me gufoy. So why are you paying 50%? Because of the muad. It's much exactly the opposite of what we said before. Moirdik. Huh? He holds like that. This bull, look at him. He's a half a tam. The right side is a tam. But he argues with him. You could take out of the tam part. Therefore, he only pays half of the muad. Rabbi Yosef, have a wonderful day. Oh, Rabbi Yosef, if you don't mind, because to save a little time, we're going to say Shirra Malis together, pasuk by pasuk. Shirra Malis, Mimamakik, Rosicha Adinoi, Adinoi, Shemabi Koili, Yenos Dechagashuvois, because Dachnoi, Imavoinois, Tishmorio, Adinoi Miamoy, Kimcha Sichol, Manti Borei. Kivisi Adinoi, Kivson Nafshi, Vilroi, Holti, Nafshi Adinoi, Shemrim La Boike, Shemrim La Boike, Yachel Yisrael Adinoi, Kim Adinoi Achesed, Barbei Moivedus, Bo Yivdes Yisrael, Mikol, Avanisov, Achenikov Yisrael, Hanusum Mitzor, Vishivi, Oim, the Bain by Yom, Bain by Yapasho. Hamokim Racham Aleim, Zim Zol, Vochim, Afel, Loer, Mishubi, the Gula, Ashto, Bagalov, Sman, Korib, Rimar, Omei, Shkoyach, Shkoyach, Yona.